Hello Taurus and everybody else who's on board for this one. We're going to do a 5-card tarot spread for the sign of Taurus. I'm doing this in February 2020, so we're still early in the year. Now, I'm taking a break from Tarot in Wonderland. I think that one's exhausted and just needs to rest for a little while. So today, Anne Stokes Legends, this deck here. And it's kind of pretty colourful. It's less striking in some ways than the Wonderland Tarot, but it's very true to life and it's very, very mystical. See, we've got a butterfly goddess woman here astride a unicorn, and things are really moving forward with this lady, no doubt. So it's a forward-moving, forward-thinking deck, and I'm certainly looking forward to working with it. So let's have a shuffle and see what the first card out is going to be in this reading for the sign of Taurus. What have we got? Okay, so let's turn over the top one. And it's 4 of Wands. Okay, so this is fire sign energy around you guys, Taurus. Bringing some fire into your earthiness. I said it was about moving forward, didn't I? So 4 of Wands. It's a really powerful card, this. Okay, this has a lot to do with not just you, but the people around you. And it shows a sense of great steadiness, really. There's a lot of balance in this. Even the unicorns are balanced. One is pushing one way, the other one is pushing the other way. And yet neither of them are actually pushing very hard. So we've got things balanced here. This is looking really positive. In the old favourite Rider-Waite deck, and actually in the Wonderland Tarot as well, and most decks in fact, this shows a sort of 4-square home situation. A situation you could stay in, a situation you could be happy with and not have to move on from at all. But you might regret it later in life if you don't move ahead a little bit, okay? Because the tarot and anything mystical is always about taking steps forward. And that means getting more things done, and it really makes things happen in a much more positive way as well. But the wands are actually crossed there, so everything's really at peace. This is a nice place to be starting from. Worth thinking about other people and other influences. Might you have ignored something? Might you have ignored someone? Well, never mind, because this card sets you free. You can either take a rest or you can go charging forwards, and that is very positive with the Taurus energy, actually. And so, you know, stay grounded by all means, but be aware that fire is really strongly coming into the situation here. And whenever we've got wands cards, it is about getting things done and taking things forward in new and exciting ways. There's not much point otherwise, is there? So maybe that's a good thing to wait and see what happens, you know, because things really are looking good there, and any progress to come needs to be good progress, so you might as well hang on and see what happens. Now then, let's tell us some more in this reading for the sign of Taurus. What is going to be card number 2? And we'll have a look, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. Now, we're actually in earth sign energy here, Taurus, so this is close to the heart, big style. Lots of healing involved here, and of course the magic of the Pentacle sign, the 5 points there, earth, wind, fire and water, working together with the divine in charge, with the divine at the top there. So God is with you, you know, or the goddess is with you, might be a better way of putting it. But certainly all the divine forces are lining up and pushing things in the right direction here. Healing all over the place in this card. That's the great thing about using different decks, you know. I mean, the tarot is the tarot, but each deck brings inspiration from a new artist and inspiration from a new writer, and gives us a specially good new different way of looking at it. And I can see a butterfly coming to land on that big pentacle in the middle, and it's moving towards the middle, and that's great because the space in the middle of the pentacle here, that's a place where you can feel safe because you're protected by all the elements, everything working in your favour. Now, with the 2 of Pentacles, of course, there's always a bit of juggling going on, but it's nothing you can't handle, Taurus. That's the good news about it. Nothing you can't handle at all. And you know, just not entirely straightforward, but life would be rather boring if everything was straightforward, wouldn't it? So take heart from this. This is a great second step, actually, because this shows going forward in not just in faith, but in confidence as well. You can have a lot of confidence when you get the Two of Pentacles, especially when you're an earth sign, because that's what the Pentacles are all about. So this is everything in tune here. We've got some nice blue colour there. More the blue colour of the angels, I would suggest, than the colour of truth. But truth is always important. This just suggests that there's no problems around truth. But see the leaves all around the pentacle here. Okay, this is the mystical energy of nature. So do get out into nature if you can and look at things in a new way through nature. In the modern lives that we live these days, we can very easily forget the true basis of the world that we came from. So there is a gentle reminder here just to remember about nature. If you live somewhere where you can't get out into nature, never mind, okay? If you just go into that meditative space, kind of drop down to a place in your mind where you can think and you can contemplate, just go into that meditation with the intention of linking to nature, because nature is all around us, you know, even when we can't see it. It's kind of like listening to the silence behind the noise. If you can meditate in a busy place with traffic going past and planes flying overhead and everything, and still get to the truth, which you can, by the way, just got to keep trying, then you can meditate into a natural space and just be aware of the earth that we all come from and the magic that's tied up with that. That will help with whatever juggling balancing act you've got to do at this stage, okay, because we're quite early in the reading, but we are making progress. The first card was the Four of Wands, and wands are all about progress. This is about, you know, having to maybe shimmy things around a little bit to get facing in the right direction. But it's a very positive card indeed. And that pentacle sign standing alone in the middle is really, really positive. You could almost think this was the Ace of Pentacles looking at it, actually, but it really does say Two of Pentacles on it, and that really is the card that it is. But be aware of that purple of healing there, okay, because that's going to make all the difference if things don't seem to be going in the right way and if things don't feel right to you at this time, Taurus. Okie dokie. And you know, even if you're not a Taurus, if you're drawn to watch this reading, then it's for you. That's how it works every time. If you'd like to see some more readings, and there are hundreds and hundreds of readings on my channel actually, so do hit that subscribe button and tap the bell as well, by the way, so you don't miss anything. Then ask for all notifications. That's the way to go. And you know, leave me a comment as well. Actually, it's really interesting to see how people feel about these readings, and it helps me get dialed into you to see who's watching and to see where we're all going. Okay, that's my Two of Pentacles bit, really. That's what I've got to juggle and balance, and it, you know, it produces better readings. That's the long and short of it. So very positive indeed. Okay, so let's keep on shuffling and see what comes out next in this reading for the sign of Taurus. Whatever is next, I wonder. There's a lot to do with love showing up so far. You know, I go into these readings without a particular intention because I want the tarot to actually show me, and that way to show you what's the most important thing, what's going on at the moment. And it's working, you know. It's been working for years, slowly but surely. So next card out. Now this really is the heart of the matter, okay. This is the middle card of this 5-card spread, and it's the Ten of Cups. Wow, this is incredibly positive. It's really positive reading so far. I'm delighted with this one. Ten of Cups, so it's water sign energy now, so we're really getting into the spread of things. This is like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces around you, or somewhere in your birth chart. And because this is the heart of the matter, I really want you to pay attention to that water sign energy, okay? If you haven't had a birth chart done yet, it's as easy as going onto an astrology website, clicking a button, and they'll send you your birth chart, okay? It's statistical. It doesn't have to be all that much of a personal link to the astrologer with a birth chart. It is statistics. It is what it is. A good astrologer will give you exactly the same results as the internet, basically, which is getting more potent and more closely in tune with real life all the time, actually. It's a bit frightening the way artificial intelligence does this. But Ten of Cups here, this is very good in terms of forward motion, actually, but you've got to ask yourself, are you really facing in the right direction? There is a definite feeling of stop and think about it, although, as I keep saying, it is very positive. You see the wolf there in the card? Yeah, taking a very close look. A very magical, a very positive animal there. But, you know, it's just saying, you know, think, are you sure you're going the right way here? It's the middle of the spread. It's the heart of the matter. So there's still plenty you can do about it if you don't feel that you're going in the right way. Let me take a closer look at this one. Okay, and we've got various griffins here actually indicated in each of the discs that we're seeing here. So 10 of Cups, you know, there's a lot of joy indicated and a lot of positivity. But, you know, if I sit here and just say everything is beautiful, everything is positive, that becomes quite difficult to believe, doesn't it? Because real life just isn't like that and positive all the time. So look to those areas of your life where things are going on that no longer serve you, Taurus, and be willing to move forward and be willing to make some changes so that you're moving forward the way you want to go, you know. There's a good analogy, and this is about the sort of parallel universes that there are out there and everything. Imagine you're sitting on top of a train and there's another train on the next track running, you know, parallel, running right along with you, right alongside you. You can jump off one train roof onto the roof of the next train, and you'll still be going in the same direction, the same speed, but you'll land a little bit further back on the other train. So it's just time shifted things a little bit. So making these little adjustments does make a difference in the short term. And of course, in the long term, the trains on the tracks, maybe the tracks go in different directions. So the other train is still there, but you're on the one you chose. So you want to choose the right one, okay? That's what 10 of Cups is all about as the heart of the matter in this reading for Taurus. Okay, and just think about, let me show you again. Just think about the wolf there. And what is the wolf suggesting you think about, Taurus? Take that on board. It's so important, it really is. Okay, what is next then is the question. What is next in this reading for the sign of Taurus? Here we go. One just fell out there without much shuffling, so that makes it a bit easier. And it is number 19. And it is El Sol, Le Soleil, the sun, basically. And that is another great thing, because what happens just before the sun? The moon. And as the moon fades away, the sun comes in. So this is much more in terms of real life. But we can see the moon quite strongly indicated there. And it's worth thinking about, because this is light coming in. And the light wouldn't mean anything like as much unless we'd actually experienced the dark just before it. So the two things do go together here. And the unicorn charging forward with its head down, with the spike pointing forwards. So things are really going to happen. That spike always reminds me of, you know, there's a spike a lot like that on the front of any aeroplane, really. Isn't there? So, and that's sort of measuring the speed and making sure everything's going in the right direction. So I'm seeing a lot of balance in this. That's just me, though. That's just my take on it. What does this unicorn say to you, guys? Think about it, okay? Because I sit here and I give my explanation as it comes up, but the most important thing about this, or any reading that I do or anybody does for you, is actually what you think about it. That's what you're drawn to. So what does that actually mean to you? It's a beautiful, magical unicorn, though, and it's moving pretty fast. You can tell by the way its mane is spreading out and its tail is spreading out, flying in the wind there. Would you like to ride that unicorn? Well, you can. And Taurus, as this has come up in this reading, and we're coming close actually to, we're quite a long way through the reading. We're coming close to the last card now. So this is the journey. This is the next thing. This is what happens going forward, okay? We've had the Four of Wands setting you free, and that includes free to wait and see, by the way, as much as free to move forward, but lots of freedom there, true freedom, really, if you don't absolutely have to do anything. And that's what the Four of Wands was saying. Two of Pentacles, bit of juggling to do if you're going to go forward. 10 of Cups, great, everything really positive indicated as well, but also an invitation to stop and think. And we get the sun here. Well, this is positive. May the sun shine on whatever you do, Taurus. This suggests that the sun actually will shine on you. And it also, because of the moon images on this card, it's all about coming out of the darkness, okay? And no one really wants to hang around in the dark, do they? I must admit I quite enjoy doing meditation at night, but it's really the next day when I can actually act on everything that's come in that meditation, and that's when we can really make the difference in our lives based on what's come in during the hours of darkness. Okay, now we're cracking on with this reading. Now let's see what we've got for an outcome card, which is what the next one will be, and we'll do some signification as well as we go along with this. I'll get some oracle cards out in a minute. Might even get the chakra cards out, actually. I think that would be rather good. I haven't used those for a while. So what is the outcome card? It is the Knave of Wands. Wow. And this, you know, I said the Knave of Wands. In many decks, this would be called the Page of Wands. It's that kind of young, kind of inexperienced energy, which is nevertheless going in the right direction. And there is the unicorn again, with her head down and that spike pointing forwards, really flying. And we can actually see the unicorn's wings here. So this is great, really, because this is a very realistic, very horsey looking unicorn. Makes it a lot easier to believe that they really exist. And they really do, right? They really do. Mythical creatures, I know, but myths and legends all come from some ancient truth, you know. I'm not going to say you're going to actually physically see a physical unicorn walking down the street, because that's not how it works. They're much more mystical, like this one looks. With its wing there, but they are a real thing, you know, because people believe in them and they come up again and again in readings, and some people dress up as unicorns and live that life. No reason why not, actually. I mean, tell me the pleasures of keeping everything exactly as the world wants it. No pleasure there at all, really. Practicality is all a part of pleasure, of course, but there's no real pleasure in these things unless we look to the mystical side of it a bit. I mean, that's why you and I and everyone watching and everyone who's into sort of magical things, that's why we're into those magical things, because it really is a truth of life. It really is a genuine thing that's going on. So let's look again. Yeah, Knave of Wands. Okay, some encouragement is going to be needed here. We've got fire sign energy again. So this is Leo, Sagittarius and Aries in your chart, in and around you. It's fire, so it's really burning. It's getting things moving and it's making a positive difference. It's pushing you forward, Taurus. Okay, some encouragement, some help might be needed though. Nothing happens in isolation, and if this is a person coming in, then they're going to be a great help as long as you give them a bit of effort. If it's not so much a person coming in, but something somewhere in your birth chart, then do focus on that, because this is the outcome card, okay? This is what's pushing things forward. Okie dokie. So let's ask for some significance, a bit more information about exactly where that reading is going and exactly where we're all going, you and me alike, Taurus. Here we go. First off, I'm going to use Carl Gray's Keepers of the Light deck. Okay, I really enjoy working with this deck. Such positive energy and such a strong link to the Ascended Masters, really. If you're not familiar with that deck, you might have heard of the Ascended Masters deck, which came out quite a few years before this one. It's all essentially the same kind of thing, you know, and the Ascended Masters are always at hand, always playing into our lives one way or another. Okay, so I'm saying, tell me more in this reading for the sign of Taurus, and here she is, Bridget, Inner Strength. Now, Bridget is a very powerful character. We've got the fire here. Now, we've had wands, we've had fire sign energy all through this reading. 1, 2, let me see, got them all here. Yeah, 3 different wand cards came up in this reading. So there's a lot of fire sign stuff going on. And this is Bridget. This is Inner Strength. Let me have a quick read here. Move back to wholeness and recognise, Taurus, that you have the power. That's what she's saying. She's got the fire here. She's got the fiery hair as well. And she's got the green of nature and the green of healing all around her. So if you don't feel you can make it on this leg of the journey, Taurus, take heart. Bridget says you can. Okay. And also, let's take a look at where we are in terms of the chakras as well, okay? This is the first time I've used this deck in a YouTube reading, actually. It's a lovely deck, chakra reading cards, and it's a 9 chakra system. It's kind of a bit easier to deal with than the 12 chakra system, and a bit more interesting and a bit more detailed. We go into a bit more depth with this deck than we actually do with the 7 chakra system. It's really quite positive and quite powerful. So let's get some information about the chakras here with this reading for Taurus and see where it actually goes deep, you know, where it gets right into you and where you get right into it. Okay. Right, oh, 2 came out together, so we'll do them together. I think we might as well. Now these are actually, I can tell by the colour, these are both from the Soul Star chakra. Now this is located maybe 2 or 3 inches above the crown chakra, and this is where we start actually interacting with the wider universe, because even though it's outside of the body, it certainly isn't outside the light body, Taurus, and this is all about your light body. So think about that crown chakra, actually think about keeping that open, because that's how we link in to the next stage above, and that stage is real and there. So the first of these is Angels and Masters. And we can see all the chakras here are in perfect balance and they're lit up in beautiful colours. So Taurus, maybe you need to do a chakra meditation to really get these things off the ground. It's not a difficult thing to do, actually. Just take a little bit of time, and as you focus on each chakra and call for it to be healed and cleansed, then it will be. It's that simple. It's divine cosmic energy that does this. There's nothing we can actually physically do ourselves except for calling in that energy and holding that intention for things to be cleansed, for things to be healed, and to get all those chakras in a nice straight line, in a nice straight row. And that's making me think, actually, of the 2 of Pentacles card, which I'm trying desperately to get hold of. Here, I've got it. Yeah, it's making me think of the 2 of Pentacles card, okay? Because there is most definitely a balancing act that has to go on when this card comes in. And look at how balanced this is, okay? And all you've got to do to get this degree of balance is ask for it. People think, oh, I'll never have that degree of balance. I'm not a cosmic person, really. I'm just interested in it. Well, no, if you've taken any interest in the cosmic goings-on at all, then you can have this. It can be yours, okay? And so that juggling act there is nothing at all to worry about, because we've got this Soul Star chakra card here, and as everything with the Soul Star chakra, it is actually linking us into the Stargate, really, the higher realms. That's really what it's all about. Now also with that one fell out at the same time, so I'm reading them both. Number 35, this is also Soul Star chakra, actually. What's the chances of that? Gosh, soul healing, and this shows that healing is going on, and yet again it's being assisted through the Soul Star chakra, so it's coming into you without you having to do anything other than hold the intention, okay? Because intention is absolutely everything in any kind of magical, any kind of mystical practice. And look at that beautiful bright gold that she holds in her hand there. That is the gold of, not the gold of this world, although it involves the gold of this world most certainly, but that is the true magical spiritual gold, which will get you towards your goals, which sounds a lot like gold. That's why I thought of it. But it'll get you more towards your goals in this world, and that happens by connecting to the gold of the spiritual realms, okay? This is what the universe can bring you, and this lady is bringing it very close indeed, okay? Well, Taurus, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to leave it there. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed this one. Do subscribe and tap that bell. Check out my channel. Receive all notifications, by the way, because YouTube, in its complicated way, gives you a choice. So tap that bell to receive all notifications. Check out the Twig Brother channel, okay? There's more readings coming all the time, but there are hundreds on there already for you to choose from. And some of the stuff that I was doing years ago, kind of woodwork and like cosmic gardening and things like that. Everything's cosmic when it comes down to it, because we are actually cosmic beings. We are beings of the light. That's the way to look at it. And not only do we have those beings of light all around us sending positive energy in, it is actually a big part of who we are. And on that note, I've just got to show this one again. Okay, and let's just have a look at the back of this card. There's all the chakras there lined up as well. But the thing to do is really get them glowing, Taurus. So do that and you'll be well on your way to this Knave of Wands card, which is pushing you onwards and upwards, forwards into the year, forwards into the rest of your life with all the magical energy of the unicorn here. Well, I've enjoyed using these Anne Stokes cards, actually. I haven't used them for quite a long time. I'll just show you. This is the illustration. It's a card, but this is the illustration that's on the front of the box if you'd like to get this deck. I'm sure it's out there on Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon, can't you? And just think of yourself as that butterfly goddess woman, Taurus, there, because, you know, all the magic is there. And you are already on the shoulders of the unicorn that's going to carry you forward. Okay, leave me a comment, by the way. I didn't say that, did I? Do leave me a comment. It helps me get dialed into you guys and who I'm actually reading for. That is going to make the readings a lot better for you and a lot better for me to do as well, because it's my journey too. Share me around the internet if you possibly can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again very soon with more readings. Love, light and peace.